Georgia, Georgia.
Hello, shooters, loaders, and casters. How'd y'all like that? Welcome to the Georgia Shooting Connection Friday Night Live stream. Uh, Video by Chessboard. So we've had a big week this week, and we'll go around the room. And now, let me just say this first. Um, Y'all know my brother CW's been taking care of his wife Sandra for a long time, and um, Tuesday morning she lost her fight and went home to be with Jesus. And we've been consoling CW ever since. Our deepest sympathies go out to
Praise Jesus.
CW for his loss, and we pray praying for his strength and his comfort and that peace that surpasses all understanding. And we're thankful to have him with us this evening. And he may be in and out. That's fine. We want him to be comfortable. We want him to have a good time. So let's go through the panel. And you guys are blowing up the side chat already. Hey Andy. Hey Mark Thomas. Congrats to the Rebel Mike Hester for a new granddaughter. So cool. Born last night, he said, and he is already smitten. So CW, how you doing, brother?
I am having lots of Wi-Fi issues, so I didn't hear almost nothing you said. I just saw your lips moving.
Wow. Well, that's probably a good
I'm
thing.
gonna have problems here, I think. So I'm stay on as long as I'm able to, and we'll see what happens.
All right. I know you've had a tough
Yeah,
week,
everybody's
and
just spinning wheels.
uh, we love you, and we're praying for you. And there's that. So, yeah, Wi-Fi technology is a wonderful thing when it works. So, Hillbilly, how was your week?
Ah man, it is finer than frogs here, buddy. A pretty good week. Good temperature around here. Got a lot of outside shooting done there at the range, and just had a really good week, pretty much. And I was going to tell Mike Hester out there, buddy, awesome on that granddaughter. I got 6 of them, 6 granddaughters and 1 grandson. So
Well,
she'll own your heart, brother. No doubt about that.
rumor has it I have grandbaby number 2 on the way. So,
Awesome.
well, we're hoping for a boy this time, but what we really want is a healthy baby and a healthy mama.
You betcha.
And all up in my house. So there you go. We're glad to have High Boy 76 High Boy Reloading. How you doing, man?
Good, good. It's great to be here too.
Yeah, we've been missing you. A lot of people been asking me about you. What happened to High Boy? And we need to check on. I'm gonna send him a text. We need to check on Big Al.
Yeah, I haven't heard much from him lately either.
How's your week been, High Boy?
Fantastic. Yeah. It's been hot, super hot. I 2 weeks ago I did my live stream 44 mag, and I set the dies up because I was going to start reloading, and it just ramped right back up hot. I'm coming out here, and I've had all summer. I took my powder out of here, everything. It's been abnormally hot in our garage. It's been like in 88 degrees out here on my thermometer, and so I'm hoping by next week it's going to start cooling, so I can start making videos because my computer won't stay on. It's so hot, it just shuts down, and that's it, and it's not good for it. So, but past that, life is good, very good.
Real good to see you.
Thank you for asking.
If that's the worst problem you've got, you've had a pretty good day, right?
That's exactly right.
Mr. Walter Viejo. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing just wonderful for a guy my age, my height, my weight, my striking blue eyes. I'm doing well. I had a decent second half of the week. First part was a little rough, as we all know, but I got some shooting done. I got some reloading done. Got a couple videos up. I'm kind of starting a series that's going to be Rumble only because it's all reloading again. We'll keep up with the Moldy Mondays, but I got a new batch that I'm just going to do to Rumble. I'm not even going to put it on YouTube at all. So got a couple of those out, shot some more wad cutters this week, and I don't know, I got 4,000 or 5,000 new molds in the mail on the way into, I don't know, or 1 or 2 or something like that. So yeah, I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. It's a pleasure to be here. Good to see everybody out there on the side chat. It's going to be a good night, I think. And let's go over to this fella right over here, see if I can tickle him awake a little bit. There he is.
Hey, thanks for having me on. Had a pretty good week too. Had good days at work every day. Today was the 2nd anniversary of my employer, Republic Ammunition, and they bought lunch today. There's only 4 of us, but man, the boss bought lunch for us all, and sat and just kind of reminisced about the past 2 years. And it's kind of funny because it's been just about 1 year since I started going in there and buying stuff. And the 1st of December, first week of December will be 1 year already I've been working there.
Wow.
Wow.
So it's been great. It's been great. It's good to be here. Really feel for Brother CW. He's been going through a lot for a long time, and it just doesn't seem to be ending for him. But he has all of our support and all of our love to his way. And if he needs anything, I'll fill the tank up.
Absolutely.
Heartbeat.
Oh, we're going to be talking about that. Dang, I can't catch up, man. All right, y'all be still for a minute. That's what we're going to be talking about a little bit later, 6-shooter Texan.
Well, I guess it's my turn, and I've had a pretty good week.
Wait a minute.
Oh.
Hey, Mark Thomas, how you doing? How's your week been?
Pretty good, Jamie. This was actually our first full week back, first full 5-day week. We've had some 4-day holiday weeks, and it's been a long one, but we got through it. I started out the week back on Sunday, and I put a short video out that got to spend a little bit of time at the range, got to do a little bit of shooting, got to try some stuff out. And that was just a real good way to get my mind set for the week, and just been looking forward to hanging out with everybody tonight. Wonderful panel. I've had CW in my thoughts all week. I'm actually probably closer than anybody else, and it's been hard not to just jump in the vehicle and head that way to try to lift them up a little bit. And I plan to do that. We wanted to get together this summer, and that didn't happen. We both had some issues, I didn't really talk much about what was happening on my end with my wife, but we weren't able to get together. I hope that we're able to sometime this fall. So let's have a real good evening. Let's get together, talk about some good stuff, some casting, reloading. Just have a good evening.
Yeah, CW's going crazy, man. All of our pictures on his connection is just spinning like that, and our sound is roboting terribly. And yeah, I want to go up there and fix his dang computers. What I want to do and fix his Wi-Fi for him. And there's Mr. Leverguns 50. What's going on, buddy? There he is. And Tommy Boy was shooting some slugs. Yeah.
75 of them.
My shoulder hurts just thinking about that, Tommy Boy.
Shooting slugs is easy though. They just move real slow, like I mean, all they are is a snail without a shell, right?
Yep.
Oh, that ain't what you were talking about, Tommy.
Pretty cool. So, of course, we wanted to acknowledge CW's loss this week, and I know we've been watching him so devotedly take care of his wife for so long, and and he was fighting with her, for survival and all, and it's just hard to watch, and it's hard to see her finally lose that fight. But we know that she's in a better place. We know she was a believer, and we know that she's better than we are right now. But my heart goes out for CW, and we will continue to lift him up for comfort, for strength, and for peace. That peace that surpasses all understanding, that only comes from the Lord Jesus, and
Amen.
that's
Amen. Amen. CW sent me a picture of him and his wife just last week, and it was a very humbling picture, very humbling, very loving, and I teared up when I seen it. I got a text from him, and that popped in. I was like, "Oh my God, that's beautiful."
He sent me a picture of them at a cowboy action shooting thing. If I can find it. He's been fighting with that computer. Oh yeah, he's been fighting hard. There's what he had for supper tonight. T-bone steaks.
Yeah, him and Pop gonna eat good tonight if they haven't already.
You should call him up and give him some advice on how to straighten that computer up, Jamie.
Some things you just have to put your hands on it, man.
He's had so much trouble with that thing for so long, and maybe I'll just turn it into a target.
I'm thinking about buying him another one, tower kind of thing. Let's see if I can find that picture. I'll send it to my email and share it with you guys. He got a new mold on the way. Lyman 452644. If any of y'all familiar with that number, it's a traditional 45 long Colt bullet.
Yep, I got one. I think Walks has one too. Walks Fletcher, don't you have that mold? I believe you said you did. It's a good one. CW, I used my iPad for quite a while and it worked reasonably well. I'm using my desktop computer now, the iMac, and it does work a little better, but that iPad worked okay for quite a while for me.
Oh, dang. I just got hit with a text bomb from the rebel. I know he sent me a picture of them two together.
Yeah, I saw that was quite a while back. I have that one. He sent it to me in a text message, so it's probably scrolled its way off the phone by now.
Well, CW is over in the side chat, and he's going to try out an iPad. So we might get to have him on. He said he was most frustrated because he wanted to thank everybody for their prayers, and no worries there because we all know it.
Right, exactly.
Yep.
We don't question that. This is a family. We don't question love for each other.
I'm going to find. Well, I'll come back to that. CW sends me so many pictures in a week's time, what he's doing, and
Yeah.
Walks keeps saying he hates typing, but he keeps typing comments with them with emoji characters.
I just picture Walk sitting in there like this over his keyboard.
that's so mean, Walter.
It is, but you got to see how he treats me.
Gene is the redheaded stepchild.
Yes,
yes, I am. Thank you very much. I acknowledge and I represent that for all the redheaded stepchildren in the world. I am your leader.
Okay, whenever it comes through, I'll show off a pretty brand new grandbaby. I emailed it to myself, Rebel. Okay, here's the topic for tonight. No, before we do that, High Boy's got an idea we want to talk about. Remember?
You're gonna put me on the stage, huh?
Are you going to show us how to roll our yarn into a ball?
Anything can happen, right?
This is the knitting channel, right? Am I on the right channel?
Yeah. Well, so I want to tell you guys this. CW, he's endured a lot for a long time. And I'm going to try and not get choked up, but, it's tough to sit back when you're so far away and you can't do something for someone. All right.
Frustrating.
And I don't care what we've been through in this world. No one's been through CW's shoes. What words do you have? You don't. But we love him. And so I have a couple of ideas that I prayed about, and I'm just going to put them out. Okay? I'm just going to put them out there. Sunday, Miss Highboy and I, we're going to go make a simple video. And we're going to say, Sandra, this one's for you. Bang. We might shoot a few more, but you know, Sandra, this one's for you. Bang. And I thought it would be really cool. I texted this to Jamie. If all the channel could rally and do that. CW knows we care, but hey, we're friends. We're brothers. That's what we do. So that's my first thought. Jamie was talking about how I could make a particular hashtag. I don't know how to do that. If someone does, if they could run with it, all the channels could make the videos in memory of Sandra and in support of our brother CW. That's my first thought.
What were you thinking about the content of the videos, High Boy?
What's that?
What kind of content were you thinking?
You're gonna take your guns and go bang. This one's for you. We're gonna shoot our guns. Now, I'm gonna shoot mine in the air because I'm in the desert in the middle of nowhere. But I just thought it would be cool if the different channels would just make a video shooting a gun and say, this one's for Sandra. I just thought that would be really cool. So that's my first thought.
How about
Kind
how about a specific release date that everybody, like we do on ring and let freedom ring?
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay.
That's what I was going to say, kind of like our Let Freedom Ring videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would the specific release date and time be?
You guys call it.
Let's hear some suggestions for the hashtag out in the.
I will tell you guys this: if you're going to pick a hashtag, type it in and make sure there's nothing that's tied to that particular hashtag. And in order for a hashtag to actually work, it has to be all small letters with no spaces and no symbols. So that's how hashtags actually work. So if you put a space in there, underscores, any of that stuff, it does not work.
So hashtag Sandra, this one's for you.
Yeah, it just, as long as it's all one word, small letters, no symbols, hashtags will work.
Okay.
And if you just type it in on Google search, if nothing pops up, then there's nobody using that hashtag, buddy.
Okay.
I did it on YouTube, and there's nothing there except Sandra Bullock. And
Okay.
that's not with that hashtag. Sandra, this one's for you.
Yeah.
What do you guys in the side chat think? Any suggestions? And we'll give them a few minutes to do that. Let me type it in, and let me do a Google search for it too.
I got a pen and paper here, so when you all decide on it, I get it written down, date and time written down, and I'll make a point to go to the range tomorrow. I'm loading some 45 ACP with some copper-plated 200 grain semi-wad cutters anyways. So I need to take them out, and I need to bang them.
All right, it says no results found for hashtag Sandra. This one's for you.
Well, it looks like we need to own that.
Did you put an apostrophe and ones?
You don't put any punctuation.
Okay.
Let me make that up.
Did I miss it? And did we come up with a date, release date, or no?
You guys call it. I'll be making mine Sunday morning.
Yeah, what MC put out there using the spelling out one, that will work for a hashtag, no problem.
Okay.
How about Tuesday
There
at
it
5? How about Tuesday at 5 p.m.?
I
It's
can't
going
get it
to
done
take
by
me.
then. Yeah,
I
I
got
can't
a
get it done until after next week.
What's
Yeah,
that?
Range.
What
By
was that,
next
Walter?
Sunday?
Well, some people have to schedule going to the range, so
Yeah.
I don't know what like does people go to range once a week or what? I mean, I don't know.
all right. I think that'll work. I won't be able to go until next Saturday, so a week from Sunday I could make that work.
So based on that, looking at the calendar, so we're all on the same page. The 23rd.
Sunday the 24th.
Oh yeah, Sunday the 24th at 5:00 p.m. Is that Eastern time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it.
That would be really awesome.
Written down.
Yep. Got it.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the idea and
That
the
was-
inspiration.
Yeah, that was great, High Boy. Thank you.
Thank you. You know, I want to say something. The statistics are that when a man gets ill, no, I'll tell you this. When a woman gets ill, 90% of their spouses leave them. 90% of the men leave. These are statistics. When a woman gets terminally ill, 90% of the husbands abandon them. When men get ill, only 10% of the wives abandon them. CW, he is of that solid 10% that stood with his wife, and he endured. And I look at that, and that's like the that's a man. That's a man. So, you know, if you ever want something to shoot for in your life, be that kind of person. And so that's all I want to say. What a very, very honorable person CW is, and over the next long while, keep him in your prayers. Say hi, be there, and be a good listener for him. There you go.
Yeah. I won't argue those statistics with you, but I've heard it preached from the pulpit that if your spouse is terminally ill and uh, just making your life miserable, then it's okay for you to leave. And I'm like, no, it's not. And uh, you know, and I've been talking with CW before, and they're like, people were telling him, man, I don't know how you do all that. I don't know how you do all that. And his response is simple. You know, you don't have a choice. These are the cards you're dealt because your wedding vows say, and for better or worse, in sickness and in health, you don't have you made a covenant not only with your wife but a holy and just God to serve her till death do us part. And uh, I'm proud to know CW, and I'm proud that he's my friend.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Thank you, Lakeview. Thank you, buddy. So we're at 8:30, and we haven't called out the side chat yet. So type in CW, and I'll call your name out on TV. What about that?
Done.
And Walter is always first. So we got Viejo, and we have Reloading from the Hot Pot, Mark Thomas, and my list is gone off the page. Thor's Axe, Edward Petty, Andy 79Z28, GGW Outdoors Tactical Fud, Chris from the 740, Walks, Fletcher Abigail, Finnegan, Timothy Burkett. Abigail, I hope you'll forgive me for not trying to pronounce your middle name, darling. I've got that lazy southern tongue. What can I tell you? Timothy
Sure
Burkett,
stuff.
Rich White, Mike Hester, Paul Loud, Bama Dad, my brother, Ashley A, 3 Jeep Discovery, Drew Bradley, Dwayne 7834, Mr. Hillbilly Up, Duffer 426, Bobby Barlow, Thorzax, Lakeview Outdoors, James Pollard, Jared Bear Tactical, what's up? Rick Harris, welcome. Tim S, Papa's Place, good to see you. CW 6-shooter Texan, Tactical Rabbit 308. Thanks for the comment on the video today, buddy. CW Long Shot. I'm at 76 High Boy Reloading. I'm reading too many things. MC Trees of Blowing Videos. Reloader 762, Lever Guns 50, Tim S. Vanessa Kitty Harm, Reloader 762, Rich White, Dale Pogue, Tactical Fud, Mock MCK, Rollis Carvelis. Where you at tonight, Rollis? Big wheels keep on turning. Thank you, Mark. Thank all y'all for being out here tonight. I'm showing 51 of you. There were 56 of you a while ago before I started calling out names. That's how terrible I read. Ask Mr. Pollard, he'll tell you. Okay. Where are we at and what are we doing? How about the topic for tonight? This is the thing we want to talk about, and we're going to have to get honest with each other. What is the worst you've ever messed up a firearm? Did you make a mistake reloading? Did you do some kitchen table gunsmith work and mess something up, or did you take one apart and couldn't get it back together and take it in pieces to the gunsmith? I've done that before with an AK, and I'll admit it. I've never had any experience with an AK, so that's one of the things that's happened to me. So, and I asked that question, and Hillbilly disappears.
Dang, I still hit the wrong button. I went to unmute myself and I hit my camera and still forgot to unmute myself. Oh. So you want me to go first?
Yeah, man. Tim S. Says, "Can I just say I'll plead the fifth? No, go for it."
Oh man, to be honest, you put that in the email today, and I've been trying to think. I've been fortunate enough that I've not had that bad of a wreck. I mean, I've had some stuff come apart on the table, but I don't know, working on cars stuff, off and on my whole life. I just figured how they went back together, was able to look something up. I do have an old Savage that a good friend of mine gave me that got left behind the bench seat of his pickup for many years. And so uh, I'm going to have to take that completely apart and totally redo it. But I've not really had any trouble with a firearm. But if you don't take them apart and clean them, you don't have trouble with them, losing parts and stuff either. So I'll spray some CLP down the barrel and go on. I'm joking.
We may have to pause. We've had a sighting.
Yeah.
There it is. Who's counting?
3, 2, 1.
Hey!
Hey, Mario.
Well, Andy,
Mario.
if it took you 40 years to get a squib load, buddy, you did a lot better than me, man. Most of mine have been with factory ammo. I won't call a brand, but its initials are Winchester White Box.
About
That
to
happened.
change subject, Jamie, but I don't know if you seen that video. You probably didn't. I put out earlier. I thought that my Ithaca. So I thought that was something that's going to have to go to the gun shop because you had said that your extractor on yours was wore out, right?
I think. I know it don't spit the shells out like it used to.
Well, I found out if I put a different type of different manufacturer of ammunition in there, it works fine. And
Oh, yeah?
yeah. So I really thought that one was going to have to go to the gun shop where I was going to have to tear into it. But yeah, ended up just being an ammunition problem, a brand, anyhow. So. If you don't mind, also, I'd like to say one thing too. Somebody had told me this quite a long time ago. When we'd lost my little brother, and they said, don't think of that person leaving the party early. It's like they said they're getting to the party early.
Yeah.
Don't feel sorry for them because they're, they made it to the party that counts, before we did. So.
Yeah, that's the way I look at it.
Mr. Hester, that might be the winner of the night right there.
Yeah, I don't think I can beat that one.
Uh-oh. Yeah, KFW, that ain't nothing unusual, brother. Good to see you out there. That's a good attitude to have, 6-shooter. Yeah, Mike didn't like that too much. Hope Mario's doing well tonight. I'm catching up, y'all. I'm catching up. That sounds drastic right there. Good to see Pamela Earp out there. Pamela, how's the old man? Is he out on the road? I tried to refinish Woodstock on a shotgun, and instead of it being a beautiful walnut finish, it turned out mustard yellow. That happens, man.
Sounds to be like my luck.
Edward, that's why you need one of those old crap kits, especially when you're fooling with ARs. There's Pony 47. What's going on, buddy? Oh, my goodness.
Jeep Disco, man.
To be fair, it didn't look that bad. It was, but it didn't look that bad.
Oh man, Ron Wayne had a pretty good one out there. Ooh man.
Did I miss him?
I don't know if you made it to it yet. It just would be terrible.
Oh, man.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like time I went to my dad's shop to grab a little bit of lacquer thinner for a race car we was painting down here in my garage, and I just poured some in a Gatorade bottle, brought it into the garage, and a few minutes later I took a drink of that stuff.
Oh,
I thought I was going to die.
That explains a lot right there.
Exactly.
Yep. Now we know where the mute button thing comes from. Yep. It's a hillbilly. But
Well,
hey,
I
I
didn't
got
swallow it. I know that for sure.
I found this at work today. This is a factory aluminum CCI 9mm with the bullet in backwards.
Oh, wow.
Hold on a minute.
What?
Let me pop that up
Not
there. I
everybody
want
should
you to
reload,
show that.
huh?
Do not shoot. If you find one like that, do not shoot it.
Someone did hit the primer and it didn't go off.
Praise the Lord.
Wow.
Factory ammo. Factory ammo.
Mm-hmm.
I know, right? Here's a
I like
question from Mario. Which powder do you prefer for 45 ACP loads? Quick answer is power pistol.
Yes.
I like Power Pistol. I use. I've been using quite a bit of 700X too.
Yes.
Have you tried Ramshot True Blue?
Yes.
I'm loading that right now to try it because I just picked up a pound at work.
That's a good powder. I haven't done a lot with it, but I tried it and it worked good.
Very fine. I
It's
mean,
a
sand
very
fine.
fine powder.
We've got that at work. Hi, boy. We sell powder too.
I have to check you guys out.
If you don't see it on the website, call and ask. Because we've got a lot of stuff. It's not, you want some 4440? It's not on the website, but we got it in a bucket.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got some brass from them just a couple of weeks ago. Some 10 millimeter, and he's got it, high boy, in various stages of preparation, all the way from dirty and basically untouched through washed and dried and up to fully processed. And you can, they've got it in all, at different price points. So if you want to do all the work yourself, you can get it a little bit cheaper for the brass. And it's got pretty good selection.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so for 45 ACP, we've got a bullseye, two 231s, and a couple of power pistols. Paul Loud's getting specific right here. 4 grains of bullseye with a 200 grain semi-wad cutter.
It's good load right there for 45 ACP.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
I used to use a lot of bullseye with with a lot of my semi-auto loads, but it reacts with the powder coat, so I don't use it anymore. I've been looking for other powders. 231 is one that works pretty well, and so does 700X. That won't react with your powder coat.
But
yeah,
I'm saving.
it kind of melts or sticks to the powder coat. Like if if you bust apart one, if you pull one, look on
Turns
the
it
bottom
gummy.
of your bullet, and it'll just be sucked full of powder.
And Broke Loader did an extended time test and found that the fumes or whatever would work up the sides around the bullet and interact with the powder on the shank of the bullet, not just on the base. And since that's a chemical reaction and chemical reactions go both ways, we're not really sure what the effect on the powder actually would be. But the two of the worst offenders have been Bullseye and Tight Group. Two of our favorite powders for handguns.
It's good to see Ghost Rider out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna find me some bullseye one of these days.
Well, Ron Wayne won the shirt for my 1 million view giveaway, so I packed a couple of other things in the box. Says he'll put the video out tomorrow, so everybody get to see what I sent him.
Awesome. I know Bubba was singing praise to the place you work at today on his video.
I'm very lucky. I'm very, very fortunate, very blessed to be associated with good people all around in my life. My life's amazing.
Yeah, that zinc works pretty dang good. I can't argue with Andy about that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just, cast it, load it, shoot it. Have any of you tried any dot powders for handgun? I have not. And I was trying to say earlier, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, what do you mean dot powers? Like red dot?
Red dot, blue dot, green dot.
Red dot's great for 45 ACP. I've still got about a half a pound of red dot.
I've got a pretty good recipe for it in 380
Really?
with red dot. Yeah, works pretty well.
I geared it just for 45 ACP, and it's a nice clean powder.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say that I'm saving my 700X for my shotgun stuff.
Yep, 454 Casull brass. I picked that stuff out. I sort all the large calibers, as well as do other things in the shop. I do washing. I drive the tow motor, a little bit of everything. But my main gig is hand sorting all of the large caliber brasses. you sort all that large stuff all day, then you go back over and you see a bag of 9mm and you go, oh, peanuts. Yeah, Tim S is HP 38. Yes, I've used HP 38. I've been using that. I used that in 380. Got really good results with it. Thought about trying it in some 38 special and 357. But right now I've got that blue dot backing up some of Andy's zinc bullets from my 38 and 357. I just got done loading them. I just need to go to the range and do a little video and some testing with them.
CW says red dot is almost as good as unique, and when you start looking in shotgun loading book data books, it's full.
Yeah. And you can use Herco if you can get a hold of that in place of red dot. It's exactly the same burn rate. And it's generally way less expensive than red dot.
I've used some CFE pistol by my dad, and I've used it in 45 ACP too, I believe.
Yep, I have as well.
I know I've used it in 38 and 9mm.
I'm gonna back up to Bama Dad's comment. Oh, it's right there. Oof. I've been loading CFE pistol in Ms. Hot Shots for her Smith & Wesson competitor, and that competitor seems to really, really like a 127 grain cast bullet with the CFE pistol behind it.
Wow. Mr. Pollard's got them all. You guys are awesome.
I don't know this for sure, but I have heard recently that blue dot isn't around anymore, or at least has not been available. I don't know if that was a fellow who told me that. I never did know for sure whether he meant it wasn't being made anymore or that just was, not available for other reasons, out of stock stuff.
I think the Ramshot True Blue is the equivalent to it, replacement for it, because they quit making the blue dot. I heard something. I don't know that to be a fact. Just reading stuff about things, and then I seen that somewhere, had it in my memory, so I bought it and I'm trying it out.
My goodness. Somebody ask a question on here. You flat get some responses. Okay.
Yeah, Paul Loud's talking about Trail Boss. Trail Boss is out of the picture now too, so you're limited to pretty much what's on your shelf. You're not going to get any more. Yeah, Paul Loud's talking about Trail Boss. Trail Boss is out of the picture now too, so you're limited.
Papa's Place says 6.5 Grendel's out of stock, but if he calls in, we have it. If he doesn't have X amount of rounds, he doesn't list it. That doesn't mean we don't have it.
Yeah, I haven't seen red dot for a while either, guns and water. That's CW back down there, y'all, in case you can't see him. So
I figured out the iPad, so let's hope this is better.
Yeah. Where were you when the lights went out?
I have been seeing red dot, you guys. Not lots of it, but it is out there. And I just saw we were talking about Herco being the same burn rate, and you can substitute the recipes for Red Dot with Herco. Powder Valley had a free hazmat going on today, and they have Herco on sale. It's still expensive, more than it was 5 years ago, but they had 8-pound jugs of it.
Yeah, especially with cast bullets, Red Dot is an awesome handgun powder. It'll do everything. It's almost as universal as unique.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's just it's kind of overshadowed by all the modern stuff. But if you look at some old manuals, Red Dot and Unique are universal. They're used for everything, and they can work for it. Even rifle stuff. They're very good with rifle stuff too. Cast bullets. Let me see if I can put a light on. That's a little better.
Look at Andy's got a treasure trove. Unique and bullseye. Gene gifted me my first pound of Unique, and I've got some of that loaded up in 44 Special. So I'm looking forward to getting to try that out. Okay, so when I ask y'all to be honest and tell how bad you've messed up a gun, somebody pulls up a question and it's like, yeah, let's do that and not talk about tearing up guns.
Well, I got one. I got two.
All right.
My first one, I accidentally tried to put a Glock slide on the frame without the recoil spring and guy rod. Now, if anybody's ever done this, you have to get a mallet out. It's you're going to cuss, you're going to throw it, and then it's just going to fall off out of blue. Out of blue, it's just going to slide off. Make you feel like the idiot, like you're in a cast of Idiocracy. My second one, I have a Canic 55 Stingray Compact, which is a CZ75 compact clone. Takes CZ75 mags, internal slide rails. It's a beautiful gun for being made from Canic back in the day, hammer fired. I took it apart to Cerakote it and clean everything up on it, polish everything, and I couldn't get the trigger back in, the trigger spring. And I fought it, and I fought it, and I fought it, and I put it in a vise, and I put it on a little stand, and I tried doing it different days to leave it alone, go back to it, frustrated with it. Spring goes there, spring goes over here, find it. Still can't get it in. I had to take it to my good friend of mine who's a gunsmith at the local shop in a box with a baggie full of pieces. And he put it back together for me. He said, "Oh, you know what? You got to have a special tool for that. It's from CZ."
That's convenient.
I've got two really good friends. One I'm members at the range with, and the other one I'm just very, very good friends with that are level 3 gunsmiths. I mean, the one makes guns, builds suppressors, does anything he wants. And the other one works in a commercial shop and does the everyday stuff.
Dale, I will see if I can find some HS6, but I don't have any currently.
We got some at the shop.
That's one I don't see very often around here either. It's a good powder. What's Roger doing here?
There's Steve. Steve's woodworking and Homestead. He got a video out today. I hadn't watched it yet, but he's turning an octagon shaped bowl rim around it. Yeah, I'll have to find me some HS6 because I'm loving some 357.
I used it a lot in 40. It's a good 40 powder.
Really?
Mm.
You know they're not making Ruger pistol caliber carbines in 40.
I saw that they dropped them. Yeah.
Yeah. We were talking about it. Was it here in here last week? I don't know. Anyway, I went and
Yeah.
looked,
Yeah.
and sure as heck they weren't there. I thought, son of a gun, because I'd kind of like to have one. But
Yeah. I got one. I love it.
you would have it.
Yeah, that was one of your main competition guns, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I used it until I got the PCC in 40.
Yeah. I have the PC9 from Ruger, and I like that rifle. That takedown is nothing special, really, but it's just kind of fun to go shoot. I got a little red dot stuck on it right now. It's fun to go shoot. In fact, now that you mention it, I think I'm going to shoot that next week. It's been sitting in the safe.
Roger's blowing up my phone over here.
Yeah. He's got.
There's G23. Where you been so long, man? Golly.
Hey, G.
And there's my brother Chico.
And Chico's out there. I bought a 1 pound jar of HS6 that was on the shelf at my local gun shop last month, and I haven't used it yet. But and I had never used it before, so I'll have to dig that stuff out and give it a try one of these days. I have too much powder on hand right now.
That's a good problem to have.
Yeah, I got some that I really don't like, and I don't know. Well, I know why I got them, because we had some shortages a number of years ago, not this recent one. You know, you couldn't find unique, and so I bought some BE86, and I haven't shot that up. It was kind of sitting there. I never did really like that stuff, but
What? I love BE86.
it's another one that'll eat your powder coat.
I've pulled a lot of bullets from back in the past, and I haven't seen any powder coat issues. But it's a nice medium burn powder, and I actually load my major 9mm loads with that.
I loaded a whole bunch of 45 ACP with it, and it works fine. And I still use it for plated rounds for 45.
Guys, I gotta say, 6-shooter Texan, he likes sport pistol and his 40. I would love to try that. But one thing that's hurting my feelings is Shooter's World powders are now as expensive as all the rest of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's because they blew up.
Didn't they discontinue that?
No,
I thought Shooter's World powders were discontinued.
no, they were just purchased by another conglomerate who's now distributing their stuff.
Oh, that's why they're more expensive.
Yeah, they were bought out, and
They got greedy.
the commercial side of it. Now, the other side of it, Shooter's World, from what I heard, has a contract with the military with their other powders. You know, the ones we don't get.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I heard.
I bought a Palo Verde spring kit for my Rossi 92. It's a 357, and I gotta take it apart, and I'm not looking forward to it, Chico. There's Idaho Rogers. What's going on? Let me see, did that email ever come through? And then we got to get on to some. I get a message telling me that this is probably not safe. And it's my own dang email. So, what? I'm gonna send my stuff something that I'm gonna send myself something that's unsafe. Yeah, because that's what we do.
Yeah, talking like Gene there. One thing that I did with a Glock was the 29 slide, trying to put it on a 20 Glock 20. They're both 10 millimeters, and that's a no. That'll get you jammed up really hard. They are not compatible at all. Look at there.
Is that Rebel's granddaughter?
Yeah,
All right.
Oh, look at that thing. The
you need
dog.
to. Yeah, you need to remember that this time in that particular picture, Rebel, because that is a baby girl, and she's asleep and she's quiet. Do you realize how many more times that's going to be happening?
Yeah, probably none, huh?
Only when she's asleep. I'm telling you, because I got a 8-year-old. I'm getting a phone call. Let me get this, guys. Y'all
All right.
find something for high boy.
All right, hi boy, it's your turn. What's the worst disaster you've had with a firearm that caused it to break or need to get sent back or you lost all the parts or couldn't put it back together? What do you got, man?
Well, I bought this Glock pistol, and I field stripped it. Couldn't get it together, so I had to take it to the gunsmith. You know, that's a joke. That's a joke.
I'm gonna tell you that's some BS right there.
Uh, 6-shooter Texan, he had a comment. I forgot this. He said he lost a spring, hit 2 walls, and it landed at his feet. Well, I remember one time I was working on a pistol, and the spring, it went flying, and I heard it go ding ding, and it landed right where I was working, and I got cocky, and I said, "Oh, great!" And I picked it up without being careful, and I lost it. I was like, like the good Lord gave me one chance, right? But I didn't humble myself and thank Him, and then I lost it.
Became the fish, the big one that got away, huh?
Yeah. So, springs are normal and that kind of thing, and I just, I've done things like lost the ejector housing off my Rugers, just hot loads, that was years ago, and I was just young and dumb and just loading them as just too hot, but I was doing an action job on a one of my Rugers once, and I kind of thought, oh man, I think I've ruined the action, but I just kept working on it, and then it turned out pretty doggone nice. Not as nice as maybe someone with experience, but it was nice as you get off the counter. I think the thing is, like, for one, I used to be a transmission mechanic. I know my way around basic mechanics pretty good, but also I kind of know my limitations. I think if I had more of a machine shop set up, I would probably be destroying more guns, because then I would be more trying things. But the other thing, I always kind of wanted to be a gunsmith, but when I was a mechanic, tools were so expensive. And, you look at mechanics today, or I mean, gunsmiths, they can get a lot of money tied up into what they're working with. So, I just always keep it basic stuff. I think, like Andy was talking about, he stuck a few bullets or a bullet in a bore. One time when we got Miss Highboy's Ladysmith, she wanted some really light loads. And I was going to go shoot coyote. I was going to go call some coyotes in one night. So I just put these light loads together, and she ended up going with me, and it was dark. And this one night, I kind of made a new rule for myself. Never test the performance of your hand loads in the dark if you can't see what they're hitting, because I stacked them in the barrel. There was light loads, and it was so dark I couldn't see what I was hitting. You know, I was out in the desert, pulled over, and bang bang, and the recoil was just nice, and then when I went to open the cylinder, it didn't want to open, and so I had to, get every one of those out, and I did.
Wow.
What's that?
I said, wow.
Yeah, it didn't hurt it, I basically set me a jig up, and I just ran my first drill bit in off my drill press, put a little bit bigger one, and then about the third one, it just started spinning all of them out, and they came right out, and cleaned them up, but it was a lesson learned. I didn't bulge the barrel. I've never damaged a firearm permanently that way. Never destructed a firearm. Praise the Lord. I don't know why I don't know why I still have all these other than I pray about it, because and the thing is, I will tell you this. I think when you start venturing into, when you get away from a single stage press where you can verify every load before you seat the bullet, make sure you haven't missed a charge, or make sure you don't have a double charge. When you step into the progressive world where you're cranking them out, now error goes up. You really got to pay attention. So I'm really blessed that I haven't damaged something that way. So I don't know. Like I say, I think the worst I really thought I was going to hurt a firearm was trying to do just slick up the action just a little bit on one of my Rugers, and I just thought, oh man, you've ruined it. I'm trying to be so delicate with the stone, but I just kept going, and then it turned out pretty doggone nice, So that's about it. Guys, I gotta remove myself for a moment. I have a phone call coming through here. I gotta take.
We'll be here.
Okay.
That's terrible.
Yep. Ruby the English Labrador. Here's one for you.
That's my wife's girlfriend.
I had one. Best dog I ever had.
I sent a link out to the show to my sister-in-laws and everyone who was caring for Sandra.
Oh, good.
So they can go back and watch it.
Bless them.
My English lab's name, this dog right here, her name was Eden, Eden, named after Barbara Eden.
Ah.
Oh, my goodness.
There's some backstory.
I bet there was there, Dirty Viejo.
Yeah. It takes on a whole new connotation now, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Yeah, I remember when.
So was you just dreaming of a Deanie, or when you named that dog?
It wasn't no dream. No, let's leave it at that.
Okay, let's go back to there. Mike Hester, thank you for sharing your picture of your new grandbaby.
That was nice.
Yeah, your life will never be the same, sir.
Speaking of which, where's Rigby tonight? How come she's not on your lap, Jamie?
She's in yonder sucking up bandwidth like Carter does. She'll sit in there and play a game on the computer and then watch TV at the same time, just like Carter does Chico.
Yeah, there's something.
That's a fact, Walks.
Yep.
So, is it time for what Hot Pot got?
Yeah, what's Hot Pot got?
Yeah, I think it might be past time.
It's way past time.
Vortex. Yeah.
Well, I get it, Dave. Just forgive me for not putting that up. But
Yeah, don't.
No, I didn't just show it to you. That's just something I wanted to share that I found today. I find all kinds of goodies.
so you ready for what Hot Pot got?
All right.
Hold on a minute. Where's your intro?
I'll send it to you.
Oh crap! Hold on a minute.
Yeah.
I have to do everything around here, y'all.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you're in that corner.
Mr. Administrator.
There he is.
And let's.
Oh, see, you don't have it uploaded.
How can I import that?
I can't help
Improv. What's Hot Pot got?
Jamie, is it a video?
No, it's a still shot.
Okay.
I got it. Let me see if I can.
I just made up something. Let me know what y'all think about it.
Hold on. All right, I think High Boy's back. Yes, he is. Are y'all making fun of me?
Somebody poke
No.
water.
It's an easy target.
I'm making fun of Mark.
What did I miss?
Nothing.
Okay.
Anybody want to see how far I can stretch a loogie till it hits Walter?
Huh.
Let me get my umbrella back out.
I have a question. If there's no, conversation going on.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't know if you guys could hear me. So, in the summer, I don't really do any. No, I don't do much shooting in the desert unless it's really early in the morning. But this year, I haven't done any because the summer started out doing a lot of activities with just family coming to town and us visiting them, And then about the middle of summer, it switched from that to kind of helping some of the elderly in the family, mowing their lawns, this type of thing. And So my plan is I have my indoor, I go to the indoor range to shoot, but I haven't went this summer at all. Because every time I go shooting, then someone needs help, and you can't say no. So, when do you guys do the majority of your shooting? What seasons or what months?
Year
Year
round.
round for me. Yeah.
Year
You know,
round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you guys watch my videos enough. It's always nice. If it rains here, it's only for a couple hours, twice a month or something in the rainy season.
We happen to get a lot of snow. It's the only time I'll stop, not do it, because they don't plow the range. So I don't want to be walking in near waist deep snow to get to the
Yeah.
butt, But other than that, that's about the only time I wouldn't.
Yeah.
If it got hot like it does for a lot of you other folks out there in this, in Georgia and Texas and up there in Idaho where you are, Jim, I would probably not be outside in the heat, although my body I have lower body temperature than most people, so I do manage heat pretty well. But I wouldn't want to be out shooting your guns get all hot and you have funky powder burns and all kinds of stuff going on with extreme heat and extreme cold. But that's not my case here. We're pretty much year round good shooting weather. So
We've been pushing 90s to the hundreds consistently.
yeah.
The only reason it hasn't bothered me too much is because I'm saving on my primers, right? So that's a plus, But I mean, I didn't even come out into the garage by the time I get off work and I come home, it's so hot in the garage you can't really cast it. It's so hot you can't do much. So unless I want to come out here about 4 a.m, So I was just kind of curious. As soon as it gets cool here, I'll get back to shooting and hopefully just stay on my regimen.
Yeah, for me, I shoot quite a bit. If it gets really hot out, I just don't, because I don't want to be out in heat. And same way if it's extremely cold, but snow and all that don't bother me. But I try to do some extra videos to cover those times.
Mm-hmm.
I shoot year round. If it's too hot at my outdoor range, we've got little shelters we can go underneath and shoot. You can shoot out of them. And if it's absolutely too hot or absolutely too cold, I belong to an indoor range too. So I hit both. I've shot in knee deep snow my AK-47. That was fun.
I like this.
There you go.
I like this.
Paul Loud, he's pretty funny because that's awesome. I like that.
All right, there you go. What Hot Pot got?
Yeah, that's the one we got to use from now on. That's a good one. Yep, it works.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. All right.
All right, what's Hot Pot got tonight? Hot Pot's got something old and very hard to find. We have a bottleneck
57 auto mag,
No, we have a bottleneck pistol cartridge.
9mm 23.
No. 30 Luger.
Oh, it looks bigger than that. Wow.
Yeah. I'll be doggone.
This is a 7.65 by 21 millimeter Parabellum.
Wow.
This cartridge was introduced in 1898 by German arms manufacturer Deutsche Waffen und Munitionfabriken for their new pistol Parabellum.
Hell.
It was in service from 1898 to 1949. This is a unicorn round. If you find it, buy it. Find a gun to shoot it.
Yeah. Lawrence of Arabia.
I thought that was really neat when I found that and I homeworked it. And I mean,
Not to be confused with the Torkarov, which is
no,
very similar
no.
dimensions, but much higher pressure.
Yes, this is almost similar to like a 22 TCM in a way, but with a 30 caliber bullet.
Nice. Yeah, interesting.
Yep.
And that is what's hot. Is what hot pot's got.
I love this segment, man. This is so much fun because so far you've come up and stumped us almost every time. You know, it's really interesting to see some of this old stuff and rare and unusual stuff come up. Yeah, you ain't running out soon, are you?
And I got some goodies in there, man.
Yeah,
oh boy!
I thought for sure it was a 9mm Dillon.
Yeah, when I seen it,
9mm Dillon, they're very.
I thought it was a 22 TCM when it was rolling out of the sorting machine.
They have a real short neck.
Yeah, we were picking all the nickel and aluminum in their trash and everything out of the incoming, and I seen that roll by, and I just thought that's weird. You know, I'm starting to pick up on the different things. You know, different catches my eye, so I just pop it in my pocket while I'm sorting. Thunk, keep on going. And look later and see what it is. But I thought that was really cool. That's all I got for you tonight.
Guns and Water says Privy is still loading that.
Who is?
Privy.
This case is a WRA. What is that?
Winchester.
WRA.
WRA.
Winchester repeating arms.
Okay.
Winchester. Yeah, Winchester.
So this is a Winchester round. Hopefully it didn't come in a white box.
Yeah.
A little before that. Probably a cardboard with nothing on it.
Yeah, but you know, from what I read about it, on all the forums and stuff, it said that if you find it, buy it, but it's going to be pricey.
Dave, I have actually shot a PPSH 41 chambered in that particular round. And,
well, this isn't a by 25. This is a by 21.
Yeah, but he was talking about the
Torkarov.
The Torkarov round.
Yeah.
And it's
that Torkarov's a snappy round.
I forget the weight of the bullet, but I chronographed it, and it's running about 1,280 feet
86, I think. 85, 86, something like that.
1,280 something feet per second.
Yeah.
Tim asked, Badee. That's how I felt saying that.
Have you ever shot? Has anybody else ever shot the 7.62 Tokarov?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, quite a bit.
And the pistol or the
pistol.
PPSH?
Just the pistol.
That PPSH is big time fun. Got a friend whose dad bought one home from Korea.
One of the strangest guns I fired was a little Italian full auto in 32 auto. That was a neat little gun.
Yeah.
32 auto, full auto.
Guns and Water. You have a PPSH? Yeah, that's cool stuff. Yeah, there's Casey Dolph. All right, so it's getting late on us, guys.
I've got almost another 2 full boxes of zinc for Andy, and I've got another 5-gallon bucket and a half that I still got to sort and go through.
Wow.
I find so much of it here.
Good night, Andy.
Yeah. Good night, Andy.
I
Sleep
just-
tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Good night, Andy. Thank you much, sir.
I just need to get everything to start casting the zinc. So I get so much of it.
Yeah, it's not hard.
No, everything's
Well-
just got to be so dang hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you get a good pot, one of the old Lyman or Seiko pots, and crank it up to about 850 and proceed as usual. Really, it can be tricky to size sometimes. If you let the mold cool too quickly before you cut the sprue, you got a job on your hand. But
You need a
Not-
jackhammer.
it really isn't very hard to do. If you've cast anything before, you can master the zinc. Probably will. None of us will ever get to where Andy is with it, but it really isn't that hard. The key player is that pot, though. You can't use a steel melting pot like a current Lyman or a CBS or Lee. You got to get an old cast iron pot like the old Lyman number 68 or 69. I forget the model number. I think it's a 69.
And Andy said he picked up 2 more, so Gene, apparently they're still out there.
They are.
Yeah,
Andy
you see
sent
'em-
one to me several years ago, and I started using it. And since then, I've picked up 2 or 3 more, just kind of to have back for parts. But they're there. I see them all the time on eBay.
You ain't kidding, Dave. Those are great guns. I'd like to find me one. I bet they're not cheap anymore, though, buddy.
Well, Walter, if you use that cast iron, you can throw you some bacon and eggs on there too. So
Yeah, they'll cook at that temperature, no sweat.
You like your bacon crisp, I hope.
Oh man, at 850 degrees, boy, it'll melt that bacon right into the pot.
And see, those PPSH 41s, they have that big round drum magazine that holds like 75 or 80 rounds. And they're temperamental, kind of like the Thompson, I would imagine. But if you could find some stick magazines for that thing, I bet you could really go to town with one of those things. Do you know what I'm talking about, High Boy?
No. Sorry, I was reading the comments.
Didn't mean to interrupt that.
Nope. I got my volume a little low so I don't have feedback. What were you talking about?
I'm trying to find a picture of one. You have to have a tax stamp to have one. They're the Russian submachine gun. And let me do this, this, bang, and this. There's some pictures of them. Hickok 45 got one.
Cool.
What doesn't Hickok 45 have? That's the question.
All right, now the one I had that I shot looked more like that one because the barrel shroud had been nickel plated. Because when they come from the factory, obviously they're more like that. .62 millimeter Tokarov. So there's that. Very interesting.
yeah, those drum mags just never seem to work the best for about anything. Hardly. They sure cool looking though.
That sounds fun too. This is my theory on that, Papa's Place. Hickok 45 has 0 safes, but 1 really big vault.
Yeah, I think that goes out of the word safe. You know,
Yeah,
he's got to have a vault built into his home.
right. Yeah, they
Man,
have
you imagine
very.
the organizational dilemma for that thing. I'd have to have somebody else do it, and then just give me a map where everything's at.
Did you see what Warsaw Patriot put out there, Jamie? Which you put it on my deal here, but I didn't know you can convert those to 9mm.
Well, it will require a barrel swap
Okay.
or a rechambering and re-drilling and re-rifling the barrel. I know 6-shooter. It's just fun to imagine, though. A lot of those guns are on loan from Bud's gun shop, and then they take them and auction them off and sell them for the profit goes to a a non-profit, a charity. Tommy Boy says the finished ones were 9mm. The Finns make some great guns, guys. I have a M39 Mosin that is absolutely awesome. So let's do our verse of the week. So what is our verse of the week, guys? We talked about it the last 2 weeks. Two weeks ago our verse was John 3:16, and last week it was John 3:17. So this week it's 3:18. And
Ah,
if we scroll down here a little bit, we'll be able to see it in context. Uh, Starting with verse 15 says that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have eternal life. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not have perish but have everlasting life. Verse 17, for God sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. Our verse of tonight, verse 18, he that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already, because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of God. So basically, what we're talking about in this verse is that we are, and some of you may not believe this, but we are all eternal beings. So when we go through our life, we have to, there's a decision that we make. We either believe in the name of the only begotten Son of God or we do not. And those choices are life or death. And that's it. You believe Jesus is the Son of God, that he was born of a virgin, he lived a perfect and sinless life, he died on the cross for my sins and yours, and he rose the third day, and he sits at the right hand of God the Father now, making intercession for us. Or you don't. And that is the biggest decision in life. because eternity separated from God is not something that I'm interested in.
Amen.
Amen on that.
So you go, Highboy wrote, I believe, and I stressed this a little bit on 2 weeks ago when we were talking about John 3:16 that says that whosoever believes, you've got to define what believe means, and believe there is, we know, especially in the South, we live in the Bible Belt, and this stuff has been in, in us, taught to us since we were little bitty babies, and you know, not that that's not in other parts of the country, or definitely not in other parts of the world, but Tactical Rabbit, I want to get to that verse. Before Abraham was, I am. And we'll get to that one maybe next week. But that's where we're at. If to know it in your head is one thing, but to believe it in your heart creates a change in your life. And if you can point to a time when there's been a change in the way you live your life, you are saved and can be confident of your salvation. If not, you need to check that out. Hillbilly shared with us 2 Corinthians 5:8. And that's my sermon.
Sorry. I couldn't
I
find my
love it.
mouse to get over here to click me off here. Basically, I don't know exact the entire verse, but basically it says that to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. So that's always great and comforting for me.
I'm looking it up. We are confident, I say, and willing rather to be absent from the body and to be present with the Lord. Let's look at another one. Y'all go ahead and talk about something else if you want to.
Sure, I'll keep going in the same vein as verses 16, 17, and 18 in John. If you keep reading that chapter in John, and when we're up there for the verse tonight, and it says, but if you don't believe, you're already condemned. If you haven't read the Bible or read all the way through it, and I got to confess that it's been a long time since I've read that from cover to cover, but the rest of that chapter kind of reminds us that, hey, don't let that verse make you think that if you don't believe now that you can never be saved, that you're doomed to condemnation, because you're not. Because keep reading down a couple more verses and starts talking about how if you're evil, that darkness and light mean something different to an evil person than it would be to a saved person. But it's all about where the phrase "I see the light" or "I saw the light" comes from. It comes from this chapter in John. To see the light, in other words, to be saved, there's still hope for you. If you're not a believer right now, it doesn't mean that you can't be saved. Okay, but if you shut the door to it, then you're already condemned.
Amen.
So that's a kind of, to me, has been an interesting part to that chapter in John, because it's the idea of there being hope for you is brought out there, as it is in many other parts of the Bible. But Just because you're not walking in the light now doesn't mean that you can't start.
Walter,
Sir?
if I am walking in the light long enough, will I learn how to reload?
You can't reload it now, and you've been walking in the light for a long time. So I would not connect those two things if I was you, High Boy.
For CW's comfort and those of you that have ever lost a loved one, 1 Corinthians chapter 4, starting verse 13, says, "But I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep, that we sorrow not, even as others which have no hope. For if we believe that Jesus died and rose again, even so them also which sleep in Jesus will God bring with him. For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of an archangel, and with the trump of God, and the dead in Christ shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. Wherefore comfort one another with these words." And that is the comfort that only comes from the Lord. And that's enough of our preaching for tonight. Yeah, I love that stuff.
Good stuff. Amen.
That's the truth, Rick. That's why today is the present.
It's a gift.
It is a gift.
All right, so we got about 10 minutes, so we should probably start going through the room and clear the deck for our buddy, Mr. Lizard Larry. I mean, Gizzard Gary. And he'll be on at 10. So that's a great picture, CW. You need to send me some of those pictures.
Yeah.
There's Chad Kelly. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Chad. Good to see you. Chad did his first match this last weekend. If you haven't seen his channel, go check him out. He's a good boy, and he's been working hard at his videos, and he had a interesting experience at his match this weekend. I thought he did great.
I want to say one thing, and we'll get some comments about this, I'm sure. It's a good thing you were praying, G23. We're glad you're still here, brother. A lot of people say that you can't change the will of God. I think the fervent prayer of a righteous man avails much, and I believe that whereas God's will definitely be done, I think God is capable of changing his mind. And one example I've got is King Hezekiah in the Old Testament. God told him that he was going to die from a sickness that he had at the time, and he wept and he prayed and he repented, and the Lord granted him 15 more years of life.
Absolutely.
the Lord's will may be changed, and that's just where I'm at. Then when we have, God always answers prayers. Sometimes the answer is yes. Sometimes the answer is no. Sometimes the answer is, but wait till you see what I really want to do here. Watch this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had a time in my life when I lost a 6-year-old nephew, and I remember going to the graveside and putting that 6-month-old baby boy in the ground on a cold, rainy January day, crying my eyes out like a baby. And it's like I was looking for comfort, and I couldn't find any comfort. And it's like the Lord said, Jamie, I need babies here too. And some people are just too good to stay in this cold, hard, broken, and dying world. And they get to go home and see Jesus before we do. And that's where I'm at with all that. But that's enough of me. Hi, boy, what you got coming up this week?
Well, if it cools down, I'm going to start doing me some reloading. Get back on with my 300 PRC, and hopefully Bible study Wednesday and some reloading live stream workshops on Thursday. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Good. I'm glad you're here. I appreciate your heart with our Bible verse, and I appreciate your idea of getting some videos out for CW to watch. And it's gonna be
I'm humbled to be here, and it's just something that came onto my heart. You're the first one I shared it with, and I didn't know, I just shared it with you, and you kind of liked it, and so it went from there.
Thank you, chessboard. All right, who's next? Mark Thomas?
Sure.
Yeah,
Long
thank
as
you
I'm
for
okay.
being here tonight, buddy.
Well, thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure. Been looking forward to it all week. Great to hang out with all you fellas talking on here on the panel, and awesome to have all the side chat. Just a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much. As far as what I've got coming up this week, it'll be another week of work, and I'm definitely going to participate in that, making a video for CW to watch. Beyond that, I guess just kind of getting ready for hunting season around here. We'll be heading out, me and my son, spending time out in the woods, just enjoying what the Lord provides.
Amen. So, Walter, you want to go next?
Sure. Good to be here as always. Another fast-moving chat, at least from my point of view tonight. We just had some topics that everybody jumped on board with, and it was great. Of course, our prayers continue to go out for CW, and we've got a couple other folks out here in the community that are experiencing some difficulties, and we don't want to forget them. We've still got Lakeview Outdoors that we're working with, and Michael Dunn, and who else do we have?
James Pugh.
James Pugh. Thanks.
Yeah.
So a number of folks out here that are with us tonight are having some struggles with health and family issues and so forth. So we don't want to forget them either. But as far as myself, I'm in good health. I'm doing fine. And I've got, I had a video out today that was Rumble only. And I'm starting a new series that's going to be just for my faithful Rumble followers. I'm not going to put them on YouTube at all. It's going to be all reloading and some shooting stuff. And I've got all of these orphan jugs of 20, 30, 50, 60 cast bullets on the shelf that I'm going to start liberating. So we're going to reload those and go through the reloading processes and steps and trials and tribulations and all that kind of stuff. So that's happening. Of course, we'll keep going with the Moldy Monday series that's in the bag for this coming Monday already. So I think we're pushing 30 of those already. So we're getting up there on that. But pleasure to be here as always. Thoroughly enjoy every minute of this chat. And we're happy to interact with all of you folks over there on the side chat. It was a great evening for me. So
It was fun. Thank you for being here, Walter. You add so much to. And Paul Loud says you're glad you're not in jail again.
yeah, I've been out and free for a long time, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully they gave up on you, buddy.
Yeah, well, I don't think they have. I'm still being careful.
I think they did. Mr. Hot Pot, what you got coming up this week?
Oh, let's see. First, I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. This is a great family. I'm very privileged and humbled to be a part of it. Very much so. Makes you step back and think about what you're doing for you, yourself, and your family and your loved ones. You know? Let's see. Got to work a little bit tomorrow. Hit the range tomorrow. Tomorrow night, I'm going to go see the Kentucky Headhunters.
That'll be a good show.
Should be a good show. Should be a good
Awesome.
show. And then
Great
Sunday, I got a USPSA event. Be shooting a 10mm Rock Island. Been running like a sewing machine. That thing's a banger, man. What fun. Other than that, man, everybody just have a great weekend. Be the reason someone smiles. Tell someone you love them. And take good care of yourselves.
Thanks for being here, Gene. Thanks for the What Hot Pot Got segment. That's very cool. And I thank the viewers like that as well. So, Mr. Hillbilly, what you got coming up?
Hey, buddy. Oh, man, we got a big night coming up tomorrow night. Oh, Guns Bearing Therapy, 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern. We're just going to have a big giveaway party, everybody. So I hope you can make it. Or besides the 1K giveaway that was already over, ended like September the 2nd, there's still going to be a bunch more giveaways, for everybody that's going to be on the stream that night too. So anyway, we're just going to have a blast. I hope everybody can make it. Man, love Friday nights, being with you guys. I just really appreciate it and thankful so much. And CW, man, my prayers and heart goes out to you, buddy. And I hope you can find this word comforting. She did not leave the land of the living, buddy. She went to the land of the living. She left the land of the dead. I mean, that's what, we are right here, right now. And even though it's so hard, man, there's a lot of joy and, joy going on in heaven. No doubt about that. A lot of praise and song and dance. And, they have a good woman there right now. So anyway, again, my heart and, prayers go out to you, buddy. I wish you the best.
Thanks, man. Most appreciated. And I just want to reach out and thank everybody on the panel and in the side chat and everyone that's not here tonight but is here in spirit, because I have gotten so much love and prayers and kind words. And my text message yesterday, my phone blew up. I think I counted 42 different people texting me. I had probably a dozen or so, 14 emails. And I had a couple of, dozen or so phone calls as well. And I'm really humbled. And a lot of people have expressed wanting to help me out. Everybody wants to do something. Everybody wants to be there for me. And I really, really appreciate it. I tell them all that they're already doing what they can do for me, which is, reaching out and sending the prayer. And what I want to tell everybody is kind of what you guys have been saying, and that is that there's her battle's done. She's with the Lord. I want you to focus on people who can still use your help. James Pugh and Michael Dunn, and especially Lakeview, and so many others in our community that I'm forgetting. I apologize for that. So anything that you can do to support them and help them is going to be very well appreciated. I'm just humbled by everything, and I want to reiterate what was said about tomorrow's not guaranteed, and today is a gift. That's why it's the present. So make sure those people in your life know how you feel.
Amen, brother.
Well said, CW. Well said, man.
Tell them every chance you get, because you don't know when it's going to be the last one. And with that being said, your time is your most precious commodity, because the Lord grants us a finite amount, and we don't know how much that is. Only He knows. And that's why we appreciate y'all coming on and sharing your Friday nights with us. I hope y'all are liking the verse of the week and the what's hot pot got segments. Yeah, we created a tongue twister, didn't we?
It doesn't roll off too easy now, does it?
Not now. It did when we first started, but 2 hours in and you're a little tireder than you were when you started. So, yeah, I know. I want to thank the guys on the panel. I want to thank the people in the side chat. Y'all been a blast tonight. And I don't know what else to say except thank you, and we love you. And we hope the Lord blesses you all real good. Go over and check out Gizzard Gary. Check out G23 tomorrow at 6. Uncle Jim at 8. American Hillbilly at 10. Sunday, check out Georgia Trapper in the first shed at 2. And then the Sunday Night Roundtable on the Scottish American channel. With that, we'll say we hope the Lord blesses y'all real good, and if He's willing, we'll see you next Friday night at 8 o'clock. Say good night, y'all.